this is Lima Obibia Aquawa, Hadia, latest and hot news, Kwa Eramede, Bravo. Anuti, so we don't subscribe, or more say over subscribe to the channel. The way I say over click a subscribe button. Now, what barely notification. Where is that? New video be uploaded when the first person was up a video. I think we are now one like video, no give us a thumbs up. Now, share my offer for us now when you be here now, who and Sama Ekosu. Ewo Ghana Memohano. Afriyie bura eye sema abeto ye kunsu. Niti eye sa story ya ababutuga. Niti sansi.
We are not supposed to be negotiating about this. This is something that people are demanding. That the Electoral Commission, they need to open up their books for us to do a forensic audit of the register. Because the NDC has been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt to say the register is not credible. They have been able to make a case for themselves. Emma, Isi Ababontina Bekache Ghana for say, yes, the things or the issues the NDC raised, they are being corrected. No, we want to be part of the correction making. Because you cannot cause the problem, stay in your home and tell us you have corrected it. What if you didn't do it? All that the NDC is asking, and every single Ghanaian, Yebusan said, we want to be part of the correction making, because if the NDC had not brought out these the abnormalities, we wouldn't have known, say, almost 300,000 people. Almost 300,000 people. And Abana Yakotono, so we need to get some things clear. The Electoral Commission needs to understand. Say their principles are yedi govern every institution, and they are not above the law. The Mensah Bosmanasari led NPP Electoral Commission, they are not above the people of Ghana. When the people of Ghana charge, Mensah and Bosman, they will be burnt alive. But that is not what democracy teaches us. That is not what democracy stands for. Democracy didn't say, I will say, Obiya Nafa, no Obiya Kumatoni Yim. So one party and I say, Obey Yuzi, what they have to suppress the other part in the name say, it is democracy. It will never work. And that is what we have been talking about. So the demonstration today, it has told the world to say, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, no matter what we want to be done, they want to steal the elections. They want to rig the elections. In the next 3 days, Mensah and his group of criminals at the EC, they need to come out and open up their books for all of us to see what is in there. Now, there's something I want to tell you. You see, I'm going to say this, and Ebia, Nipa Bibri, Ebejun say Kevin, the Americano. The reason why Mensah and the EC4 don't want to do this as simple. And to be very fair with you, Omo will never do the auditing. They won't do it because say Omo be a book we will get to know say Akufo Addo's 2020 election winning and you're legitimate. They know, say the moment they open their books for forensic auditors to come and look at the numbers from 2020, we will all get to know, say, Nana Akufo Addo 2020 elections we win. That is the reason why the EC is caught in a mess. They don't know what to do. Because now, we will have to use the first register, not 2023, they are near the to end the The reason why they are not allowing this, they don't want to allow, and they say, the moment they open the books, Ghana for we are seeing Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. And we have all known, we've known for all this while, Nana Akufo Addo did not win the 2020 elections. The elections, the verdict was stolen. And EC knows, Sir register the 2020 elections, and you're credible. Now, the moment they open up the register, everyone will know, Don Mahama won the 2020 elections. That is why they are saying, forensic auditors now, independent and they can fix the problem. In this, NPP for communicators, NPP for executives are the EC is an independent body. They should be able to do their own auditing. No, the reason why they don't want any independent-minded institution to be part of the forensic auditing, and they say, the moment they open the books, we will know Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. And the moment that happens, the country will go down. Now, are you understanding? So, there is a reason, And in the 2020 elections, she could not give exact the winning numbers. And in the court to say, she could not do it because the register was bloated. Because the numbers in the register, about 20% were not supposed to be in the register. They stole numbers and they inserted in the register and they forced Akufo Addo and the NPP to get the numbers they got. Reality or realistically, Nana Addo Akufo Addo did not win the elections. The NDC won. John Mahama won. And the reason why Mensah Eka said they will not do it, that's why people are asking a simple question: what will you lose? Because this audit, you are not paying for it. There are international agencies who are willing to put millions of dollars inside for the forensic audits to be done. Send a bear, we can protect our democracy. So what is stopping Mensah? If the Electoral Commission's motto or whatever they say they stand on is integrity, transparency, and bullshit now, why is she preventing transparency? It is because Mensah a mistake. That's a Obia registered. You said the Supreme Court is an illegal institution. See, Mensah ni boss man mo. They know say some beer books munde say any Ghana for you register anymore. We will get to that point to be able to say the Supreme Court led by Enini Yabuano, it was a criminal court. And then we will all come to the realization or the fact to say Akufo Addo and the NPP never won the elections and that John Mahama won. These two things, Mensah would never open the register. And anything I make a say 2020 elections, it is not negotiable. It is not about Yakotwaba. It is about taking power and giving to the NDC. Listen, the 2024 elections it is not about going there to exercise your franchise or whatever. And it is about you going to vote and taking the power by force to give to John Mahama. Because these people, from 2016, ever since every election they've won has been a rigged election. Every election. It is Mensah omu push it back. Now Ghana for be able to say, why is this so complicated? It's so simple. It is simple for you. It is easy for you. But in your eyes, no one say, oh, where there's a simple job. I don't know. No, it's a big deal. Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. It is Mensah beer books only Mensah no beko jail. Akufo Addo today we can impeach him and take him out of office. The Supreme Court that shouldered Mensah and Akufo Addo. For Akufo Addo to be illegally made president, the Supreme Court to take a hit into what we are trying to find. It is basically like we are trying to poison three institutions. We are going to poison the EC, we are going to poison the Electoral Commission, and we are going to poison the Supreme Court. These three institutions, Mensah they protect your munina. So what is left right now is that Mensah, hold on to this. Let us cross the elections. NDC winia, we all walk out. Send your bear, they will not go back to Akufo Addo's illegality. Say Mensah be a book to see Akufo Addo will be out of office in 2 days. I'm telling you. The demonstration you saw, it shows that the people are ready to kick this government out. It hurts me say there are some people in Ghana who have voices and most of them are quiet, but we can see clearly say what is going on is wrong. But you see something, this is the turning point in our democracy. We need to insist say ECB registering. Say a per democracy you sustaining near protect or mind we are. Say you to me and your side we are. It will be tough for us to protect our democracy. So every Ghanaian should understand, say, this register needs to be opened. It needs to be audited. Bonnie say this we are not supposed to close our eyes to any kind of sin. Bonnie. So we need to get to the bottom of this matter. We need to get to the bottom of what holds our democracy together. Because I am finding a chrono and a bonia. Some people in the Supreme Court, some people at Electoral Commission, and the executive. We will still be heading towards doom because Mensah will be handed over poison to us to eat and die. Because with him, so Mensah or the Tibukuya, near elections, not John Mahama winia. The next elections will be chaotic because she has already put the poison in the food. For us to be able to save this nation and recalibrate the system well before 2025, we need to insist that Mensah and the EC open the books for all of us to audit that book. Register there, a must. We need to demand for the forensic independent auditing of the EC register. One thing that is supposed to be done. Because that means 2028, it will be bloodier. Mensah just wants to hand over poison to us. Because everybody knows that John Mahama win the elections. Now, after John Mahama wins the elections, the next election, how are we guaranteed that the elections are chaotic? We need to solve the problem now. We need to solve the problem today. And the only way we can solve today's problem, the crime that we see ahead of us, the disaster, the doom that is ahead of us, we can solve that problem today. Let's start thinking as humans. That problem, that civil war, that war, that destruction, that destabilization of a nation, we should be able to stop it today. And Intina, Jane Mensah and the EC, they have to open the books. I have must. There's no negotiations here. We are not supposed to negotiate with the EC. It is our birthright to know who is qualified or are qualified to vote in Ghana's elections. It's our right. And anytime I catch Ghana for say, what you saw today on the streets of Ghana, the demonstration you saw today on the streets of Ghana, it is not just about those people you saw. It is about the future and democracy of this nation. The people came out to fight for us. See, I'm a Mensah we be book him. Me say the reason one person we be book him say, we are 2020 elections name. About 400,000 names on the go election, on the go register him. And I'm say Akufo Addo we need. Akufo Addo nim say Mensah be book ni say Kim on the president over 24 hours. He be to know. Akufo Addo knows. The Supreme Court knows. And anytime Mensah said, no matter what, they are not going to open the book, but we need to force them. And they say, Jackson, they be try to easy because say we are basically postponing our death. That's a fact. We are postponing our death because a woman in there and then the year to Ashada. And Mensah and the Eku yende na O2 a one or my poison, slow poison to die in 2028. Indeed, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is something we need to take serious. And I applaud every single Ghanaian. Opia Bontinika said, I need to protect my democracy. I need to protect my life. I need to make sure the right thing is done. What has happened over the past 8 years, we need to stop. We need to recalibrate the system. And then the ginger Ghana for all over the country to come out today to say the EC. We are talking about one individual who is supposed to bow to we the people. Jane Mensah is one person who is supposed to bow to us. So what is stopping us from making sure this woman bows to us to open the books for us to see what is in it? And Jane Mensah is basically has put us in a position where we are dead. She is just postponing our death. We need to stop this death today. You can stop it by opening the books, by making independent auditors audit the EC register. I swear to God, the massacre that we will experience in 2028, we will not rise again as a nation. And so people say, I didn't think it is because they bloated the register in 2020. It is because the register we used in 2020, Akufo Addo knows the number he got wasn't the number he was supposed to get. The reason why she doesn't want to open the books is because she knows the Supreme Court that was led by Edini Yabua, they basically illegally protected her in court. And I'm telling you, the current Chief Justice, she was on that panel. She also knows the kind of things they stopped from letting us know that Jane Mensah lied to Ghanaians. That is why Madam Tokonu, with the rest of the guys, prevented Jane Mensah from entering the box to tell us who and what numbers each person got. That is why today Madam Tokonu is the Chief Justice. Because today, if Jane Mensah even opens the books, Madam Tokonu is questionable. The Chief Justice of Ghana say a registered Madam Tokonu, who was on that panel with Enini Yabua, who was very vocal on that panel, wrote her own piece of their submission on that decision they made. She will also find herself in hot soup. It triggers the rippling effect. It will enter EC, it will enter the Jubilee House, and it will enter the Supreme Court. Jane Mensah saying it is not on almost headed these three institutions and they say don't do it, because when you do it, you get what I mean. Let's not joke about this. Jane Mensah did not know the job from day one. Jane Mensah has never been somebody who is smart enough to oversee the activities of the EC or run an election. Since Jane Mensah came into office, on to run the election, so they know. We need to keep pushing. And we need to overhaul these institutions. We need to overhaul the judiciary. We need to overhaul the EC. And we need to overhaul the executive. That is the Jubilee House. That is why we all have to put our voice together to make sure the right thing is done. And the right thing is simple. The EC needs to open its doors for all of us, for all the stakeholders to come in to audit the register before we go to the elections. Mensah Biabukrim said Gigim Akufo Addo only present over 24 hours. I'm telling you. Mensah Biabukrim said Gigim. Madam Tokono, the Chief Justice, will resign. Mensah Biabukrim said Gigim. Bossman, Mensah will go to jail. They are protecting their criminality. But we are the people with the power. We have to let them understand. We have to push them to do what we want. So the demonstration should not end today. It should not end today. The conversation should go on. The pressure should be mounted. I have heard the NDC want to bring Parliament back, to re-summon Parliament to open an issue on this EC thing. It's a good one. The NDC and Ghanaians should go to the constituencies, the districts, to make sure another demonstration is put together. The pressure needs to be more. The pressure is for us to all get to the bottom of the problem. Nobody hates anyone. We all want the right thing to be done. We Ghanaians who are in support of this demonstration, we want to basically make sure our democracy is intact. We are trying to fortify our democracy. That is why we are in support of anything that will bring transparency, accountability, anything that will make the people have clear conscience before they go into an election. And we all have to exert that pressure. The conversation should not end today. The conversation should go on from tomorrow. The pressure should be on. Jane Mensah needs to bow to the people and work for us, because we told her to go there when she was the head of IEA. Jane Mensah, when she was the head of IEA, this is what Jane Mensah said. She said, IEA calls for voters register with acceptable margin of error. She was in charge of IEA. She said, Sir Charlotte said our office, on making sure say voter register and auditing. This woman, today she's the EC boss. And they were using Musa Brecheba at work can kwasiasem. Akufo Addo Jimmy Abrechewe atam eye soja for the oba wechi. Oba we are now rough to say gatem. And Akufo Addo atam eye soja for, and the soja for kuta handbag say moi, because Akufo Addo has lowered our security forces. Jane Mensah now is like a tyrant walking in the city. Jane Mensah is like somebody who has committed murder. She works with about 7 military men. This foolish lady, when she was leading the IEA, or catch the Ghana for a catch the Charlotte Semu say they should audit the register. What has changed today? Now, when you read the recommendations, when she was the head of IEA, they gave about 5 recommendations. No more catch Charlotte say, only Jane Mensah catch Charlotte say, this is what you have to do. The register that is there, you have to make sure you audit it. Jane Mensah no assembly when she was the head of IEA. IEA, and you'll be ideal. Jane Mensah ni kunu IEA. That Institute of Economic Affairs was the end. Jane Mensah ni kunu be you. And yet any institution be a super mighty be a free baby by you. Jane Mensah ni kunu tesa institutional and omun set your powers for Ghana for so it is not any intellectual, intelligent anything. No. It was put together for political reasons. Now, who read this story now? Jane Mensah recommendation or the Charlotte say, EC boss not say. It was agreed that there are irregularities with the current voter register. All stakeholders must work together, towards a consensus position on addressing these irregularities. The 2 main schools of thought on how to resolve the problem of illegal entries in the register are not mutually exclusive. This is because purging the register will ultimately result in a new register, while compiling a new register will rely on some existing data from the old register. What is critical is that the final output of the exercise must be a voter register with an acceptable margin of error. Jane Mensah Charlotte says, we need to audit the register. We need to clean the register. We need to make sure that register is not full of errors. So why is she today preventing us Ghanaians from auditing the register? Why is she today not open to this idea? If she's credible and she's transparent and not a criminal who was just brought there to fool herself, if she wants her credibility to be intact, not for people to call her that she is a criminal, She's supposed to open herself up and say, even during my era or my tenure, I made Ghanaians, I made stakeholders enter the EC with independent auditors to audit my books. She can't do it because she's a criminal. She protected Akufo Addo. She stole the elections 2020 and 2024. She wants to steal it. This woman is diabolic. When you read some of the recommendations, she was telling Charlotte to say, these are the things from Jane Mensah when she was the head of IEA. The Electoral Commission should demonstrate proactiveness and leadership on this important national issue. It should engage the services of a competent, credible, and external organization to conduct independent investigations into allegations of bloating. Though Article 46 of the National Constitution protects the EC from directions or control, it is nevertheless accountable to the citizens because it is a public organization which draws its funds from the consolidated fund. It must therefore ensure full transparency and accountability in its work. Mensah kachire Charlotte say, even though he's now even though no a independent body no a very important to say was say Oma Ghana for omo Ghana for no sebio de omo pese omo ye de dwuma de omo pese wudi na na also wudi enti se Ghana for e pese wo de independent auditors ba ye ka kire wo say e wo say wo ye ne saa if you say eno na beboa e ma pepe yo ene say e register e bu beda ho fine. Jane Mensah no ka kire Charlotte say e wo say Charlotte say e ma independent organizations or my Ghana for political parties the chance to come and audit the books. It happened. I didn't know that Jane Mensah doesn't want to do that. What bought them? Jane Mensah thinks the Ghana and Papa Diakwasiaba. Today, Jane Mensah does not want to allow Ghanaians to go in there. When she was speaking, she actually stated the article that shows say and that says the EC has the constitutional right to take their own decisions. But Osako also catch the EC say it is important so Obama Ghana for and the international bodies come and audit the register because Sikana Yedichianaka. Sikana yede bo isi wo ban no sa sikana if you consolidated funding e Ghana for sika enti Jane Mensah ka chese lot say Ghana for sika nkwan yede hwe eye den eye isi dia e de Ghana for wo ho kwan say e wo say omo tinamu bi na omo hwe de wo enkrata nim adentina kwase aba we today she does not want to open the register. Because when she opens the register, Madam Tokonu will never be a Chief Justice again. Akufo Addo will never be president, and she herself will lose her job. These three people, their job is on the line. So Jane Mensah be Bukrima, we will make sure the Chief Justice is no more Chief Justice. Nana Akufo Addo will be impeached, and Jane Mensah will go to jail. So Jane Mensah is there protecting three institutions and three people. Now you understanding why what is happening is happening. It is not a joke. A well orchestrated. And yet Jane Mensah, oh no, the air catcher on Supreme Court and the air catcher on Jubilee House, no, you. It is not what you think. Because the Jane Mensah a mistake. No, Biobukrima, Madam Tokonu will step down. Yeah. Jane Mensah a mistake, no, Biobukrima. Within 1 week, Akufo Addo will be impeached. He will leave office. Jane Mensah a mistake, no, Biobukrima, no one can go jail within a week. So how is this going to work? Now, Utie in summer Jane Mensah a catcher Charlotte say, point 3, recommendations. 1 second, I'm just replying my team. Inti already recommendations ni bia Jane Mensah ka Charlotte say or say it was agreed that there was the absence of a single codified body on laws dealing with electoral offenses in Ghana. The incidence of electoral fraud is rife in Ghana because of this deficiency in its legal regime. Ghana should emulate the example of Kenya by codifying a set of electoral laws which adequately deter electoral fraud. Having adequate electoral laws will ensure that elections are conducted without repeated incidents of illegal registration, ballot box snatching, and etc. So Jane Mensah, they're not all catch Charlotte said, and they're about to ask, why is she not doing it? She's a criminal. Oh yeah, she is not supposed to be given that room. We need to go after her. We need to let her understand. Say, ejuma na oye na yeni ejuma yesika consolidated bank sika and ya fund da ho any atamdi tuaneka. Inti Jane Mensah does not have the right to deny us from independently with other independent organizations looking into the register to make sure the register is certified and credible enough to be used in the elections. So why is she stopping it today?
On YouTube, hot news all time. You are watching Juicy
Why is she stopping it today? Because in 2020, because of this bad register, from what she's saying here and talking about incidences, electoral fraud, electoral violence, and why we are supposed to put things in place to make sure we get violence-free election. 2020, 8 people were shot. Mensah did not follow her own advice to Charlotte Osei. Charlotte Osei was EC boss. Nobody died during her tenure. But when I know IE now wakasa wouldn't be Charlotte Osei ni mejuma. Yemfe juma no because achichidia kwasi ampenyi we e we busueni. Inti yemfe juma no. Yedi juma no because of your carelessness and incompetence, because of your deliberate foolishness, 8 people lost their lives. Why are you even still there as an EC boss? Osenke bow tributu. Unimu nyansa. Why are you even still there? So we are human enough, we are reasonable, intelligent enough. That's our badaya. You should have resigned after the elections. But Kwasiaba, you think Ghanaians are stupid. You want them to kill more so that you and your filthy husband can make billions and move out of the country. That is the problem we have in Ghana today. And Oko Kanda Pe say, Kwasiabi disaba Bawumia say, Mahama diatem. Why any more Ghana say Kwasiasamo Koso? Why any say Bawumia Jimmy mu Ghana? And the Consolidated Bank of Ghana, Matonwe di Jimmy, who the gold for oil about more reaye. When I galamsey chan Bawumia. Who does galamsey than Bawumia in Ghana? Every single person in Bawumia's office have galamsey or Ghana. Gold for oil. And then I had the demand for gold, Akosra, and the Yusu say. And foolish people like this are working in Ghana, foolishly fooling. Because we are timid, because we are stupid, because today you catch and confuse them, namun defend them right, they don't understand.
You're waiting for winning and some about Vector, Yapuno so. Because GCD so and Aboheno. So we just subscribe here. For more than say over subscribe to the channel. It's answer Hadia. Latest and hot news in Kwa and I'm a Bremo. We are now for one like video Nafi Shema of Frosuna. Will they be here? I will and some apostle will gun them. Also with me at share what you fire and some way now will comment box me. Mobati make a in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.